Hello, everyone. My name is Tim Shaw. I'm here with my colleague, Christine Schachter. Together, we are the Government Affairs Directors for the local Realtor Association. Just coming to you today with a brief message about Proposition 19 that will be on the ballot in November, something that we are very excited about and want Realtors to get out and support. So, Christine, why don't you tell us a little bit about Prop 19?
Yes, Prop 19 is the home protection for seniors, severely disabled, families, and victims of wildfire, not wildlife, that would be interesting though, or natural disasters. This initiative limits property tax increases on primary residence for seniors, people with severe disabilities, families, and wildfire and natural disaster victims. It generates hundreds of millions of dollars annually for fire protection, local government, and school districts. So Tim will talk about what we hear a lot about in Southern California as Prop 60 and 90, but that allows you to take your Prop 13 tax bases with you when you relocate to a new home, when you purchase that. And this initiative allows for that up to 3 times on your primary residence. So Tim, if you'd like to explain that a little bit more.
Sure. So Prop 13 passed back in 1978. We all know says that when you purchase property, it locks in that property tax rate that you're going to pay going forward. And at most, your assessed value can go up 2% a year. Of course, over time, real estate has tended to go up more than 2% a year. So people who've owned property, for many years are enjoying a property tax bill that's much lower than it would be otherwise without Prop 13. So with Prop 13 in effect, sort of a consequence of that has been people that have owned a home for a long time are probably uninterested in wanting to sell and move to a new home if it means a big giant property tax increase. So we did have Prop 60 and Prop 90 passed along over the years, Christine mentioned. So it is possible to take your Prop 13 tax basis with you to your new home under the conditions laid out in those propositions. So currently you have to be 55 years or older. You can only transfer your basis one time in your whole life. And when you're a new home, you have to move into a county that is agreeing to accept an out-of-county transfer. So if you're moving from one county into a new county, that new county has to agree to accept out-of-county transfers. Many counties in California do not. And another caveat under current law is the new home you buy has to be of equal or less value than the home that you sold and left behind. So that's sort of the current state of things. With this Proposition 19, it will change and make it apply statewide. It will let you do it not just once, they would let you transfer the basis up to 3 times in your life. And you could even buy more expensive real estate. In that case, you would pay the normal property tax on the difference, but you could transfer along the Prop 13 basis on the base amount. So in essence, it would make it easier to move along your Prop 13 basis to your new home, which we think is a good thing and will help our real estate market throughout California.
And this is a realtor-sponsored initiative. If we didn't highlight that at the beginning, something at the state level we've really pushed to address our lack of supply in the state of California. We're hoping this helps with the right sizing, which Tim referred to, people being able to move from one home to another. Maybe they're downsizing, maybe they want to find a different locale within California, but it allows them to do so and frees up some of that inventory for new families and others. It does support life-saving fire and emergency response, which was noted. It does provide tax relief for family farms, which is a new addition that we were able to get in there fairly recently ago, so that farmers have that benefit as well when it's a family home to their children, and provides that tax savings benefit. And there is talk to, Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association came out against it, but that's purely because it closes an unfair loophole that will generate hundreds of millions for local schools, fire protection districts, and local government. Basically, it creates a situation which we're closing tax loopholes that were used by out-of-state wealthy trust heirs to avoid having to pay their fair share of taxes. And that applies to corporations too. So we're just really stopping that and applying this to the families and our local residents who need it most.
That issue with inherited property is an important one for everyone to understand. So probably people know that right now, if your folks were to pass away and leave you their house, you would pay. It would not be reassessed. You would pay the property tax your parents had been paying. So even with Prop 19, though, going forward, if your folks were to pass away and leave you their house, and you moved into the house and use it as your primary residence, you would continue to pay the property tax rate that your parents had paid. What Christine is talking about is for people who inherit property and then they don't go and move into it, but they just use it as a rental property, an income property. In that case, it would be reassessed to the current market value. So presumably the property tax bill would go up. So if people aren't going to live in probably the house they grew up in as little kids, right, and they moved out, and then their folks, maybe still had it, and then when they passed away, if you choose to move back into that house, congratulations, you will keep paying that property tax. But if you're just going to use it as a rental, then in that case, with this proposition, it would go up. This was important to have that little bit of revenue that would come in from that to make sure that it's at least revenue neutral to the government, so that no one can say that this measure is cutting schools and cutting libraries and cutting firefighters and all that. So we really got rid of a lot of the opposition to the proposition that way by making it at least revenue neutral to the government.
And to learn more, you can go to our website for it, carhomecoalition.com, carhomecoalition.com. And again, you can get more information on the Yes on 19 proposition there. And Tim brought up the key points, but again, it's a great way to increase housing supply options based on our limited inventory in California. We've noticed that home prices are still really high, making it unaffordable for a lot of first-time home buyers. So this is really a good way to try to free up that inventory for a lot of first-time home buyers as well.
So remember to vote yes on Proposition 19. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your clients, tell everybody. And hopefully we can go have a win this November on Prop 19.
Thank you.